Hello, hello, and welcome back. You are watching Pure Live. It's Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And we have a very special guest today. I'm excited to get to know him and know about his background, and you will be too. But you know how we do things. We start off with our sponsor, so here we go. All right. And you guys know I always speak highly of this organization. They used to be called Boss. I had Yasmin on the show a few times, waiting on her other partner to come on as well. But they're a great organization to get you started with whatever goals you have, help you to recognize what goals you should have, and show you the support that you need. They are part of the reason why I have this show today. And moving on to Motives Cosmetics. Here we go. All right. And yes, I do wear Motives Cosmetics. I'm a bit of a minimalist today, but I do still have on my eyeliner. And now that we've gone through all of that, let's get ready to speak to our special guest, Phil Ratliff. Thank you for joining
Hey
us.
everybody,
How are you today?
I'm good and yourself.
I'm okay. I am doing all right. So, what I would like you to do is to introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Hi, I'm Phil Ratliff Sr. Um, I'm a musician and a vocalist. I'm a lover of music, have been just about ever since I could talk. So yeah, that's pretty much me.
It is its own language, isn't
I'm
it? I said it is its own language, isn't it?
oh definitely,
Beautiful thing. Beautiful
yeah,
thing.
yes it is.
So, what I would like to do is get into the beginning of you, the history. Where are you from?
I was born in Earl, Arkansas. Uh,
Oh,
Before I knew anything, I was on the west side of Chicago.
okay.
Yeah, living on
That's
Madison Street,
right.
right down the street from the Chicago Stadium.
Oh, my. The
Uh,
West Siders, okay.
oh yeah,
You survived. No,
yeah.
I'm kidding.
I didn't, didn't realize that I didn't know anything about being on the West Side as a kid. Um,
Right.
it meant nothing to me. So I didn't even know, anything about the Chicago Bulls. You live down the street from the stadium.
What? Shame on you.
Oh yeah, it didn't.
Wow. Yeah, I I stayed on the west side for a very small period of time. I'm so glad I'm out of there.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, they built different. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right about that.
So, with the understanding that you've always been into music, what did you start off doing? Let's think back to small field and
Yeah.
what were you into?
I was. I've been told by my mother uh, that music began for me actually on a broom, the household broom.
Bro.
She said that as a kid, once I was done cleaning up, sweeping, I would take the broom and hold it like a guitar.
Oh.
Give it to, pick on the bristles. And she said I would knock a lot of the bristles out. She ended up having to buy more brooms than she should have
Oh
because,
no.
you know, holding it like a guitar and playing it and knocking all the bristles out of the broom. And my dad played guitar, so he was an inspiration to me. And he said, I got to get this boy a guitar, you know. And he did. He bought me my very first guitar, a small guitar, something that I could hold and handle, and taught me my first few chords. And
Okay.
so that's where it began. I had a love, from uh, being inspired by watching my dad, and then just kind of, I guess making my own little guitar out of household items.
That's nice. So did was that passion consistent? Did you
It,
always continue to want to play?
it was, yeah, and especially after he bought me my first guitar and showed me my very first chord or my very first chords. Yeah, it just grew from there. I would pick up that guitar every day. I would pick it up before I went to school and pick it up again after I got back from school. Uh, and before I knew anything, I remember my older brother had bought a radio
Hmm.
uh, and started playing. He was into rock and roll,
Okay.
rock music, and would sit down and listen and kind of try to play along with the rock music. And I'll never forget the one day he went out to be with his friends, and I turned on his radio and found the tuning knob, and began to, turn the knob. Say, wait a minute, what's going on? I've lost the station. And I came across V103. No, not
Ooh.
V103. What was it? Herb Kent.
Okay.
Yeah, that station he used to be on, like, heard R&B music, on a on a constant basis. Like, oh my God, this is great. You and started to learn how to play along with the songs that were on the radio.
That's excellent. I'd never. I think I was probably just kind of scared to do it because I didn't want to be compared to my
Yeah,
family. I was like, no, that's not my instrument. Okay.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so, was it always the guitar for you? Did you want to do other things? How did that path go?
I did. I've always wanted to play the keyboard.
Hmm.
Couldn't hardly touch the keyboard. And it was just nothing like the guitar, and like I guess it took too much time to try and make it sound like close to a guitar or the chords I could play on a guitar. So I just kind of left it alone. But when I got to high school, I joined band.
Okay, that was going to be my next question.
Yep, I joined
Okay.
in high school and started learned how to play tenor sax.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I played tenor sax in marching band, symphonic band, and jazz band, and that's actually where I learned how to read. Started learning how to read music.
I feel like you're reading my mind right now because that was the other thing I was going to ask you
This
about.
question, yeah, yeah,
I'm like, maybe I should just let you talk.
yeah.
so, so did you learn by ear before learning how to read music?
Oh, definitely,
Was
definitely.
was reading music a challenge for you?
Not really. Once I got past the beginning stages of reading, knowing your notes. Um, Now it was kind of the only challenge was I didn't know if I could transfer what I was learning on saxophone to guitar.
Mm,
Till I learned that, the differences between the clefs, the treble clef, the bass clef,
right.
and I knew my notes on my guitar. And once I figured that, I'm like, wait a minute, I can just transfer, read the notes and play the notes on the guitar like I would if I was playing the saxophone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew how to read music, but it's been a long time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I played the clarinet and
Clarinet. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
Everybody's beginner
yeah.
instrument.
Most kids, you do 95%, from the ear and
Yeah,
not from reading charts or whatever.
right. Yeah, exactly. So, did you enjoy being in band?
I did. I
What did
did.
you like the most about it?
The combination of the different instruments, um, especially when they were all in tune, uh, all of that. It's just. I said, wow. I've never, as a kid, coming up just playing guitar and playing R&B music and some rock and some blues and stuff like that. Never envisioned playing symphonic music and how it came together. And
Mhm.
uh, yeah, so that was the most exciting thing. Um, to me, just being able to create music with all types of different instruments and making it one melodic sound.
So, curious. I know you mentioned that your dad was a musician. Did you have other family members that were into music as well?
Yeah, I found out through my dad that back when they were young teenagers, that they formed a little group within the family, and
Oh,
I had another uncle that played guitar as well, and it's funny because he passed away some maybe 18, 20 years ago, and I was reading his obituary and looking at some of the pictures that they had for him, and he's holding a guitar, and
hmm.
I play left, but I play a right-handed guitar. So people look at that and they say he plays upside down. So
Mhm.
instead of my fat E string being on top, it's on the bottom.
Right.
And I looked at that picture of my uncle and found out he plays the same way. He played a right,
Interesting.
left-handed. Yeah. So yeah, they formed a group back then, back when they were young and teenagers and all that. So yeah, I had those as far as family members uh,
Hmm.
to kind of look to. Now I never heard them perform together. Only
Oh,
my dad. Right.
okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, sounds like music's in the blood.
Yeah. It's definitely in
Um, and growing up, were you into music enough to be a student of music, or did you just pay attention to certain genres that you liked?
the. Yeah, I would have to say a student of music because the more that I was introduced to, the more intrigued I was. And so it wasn't just the things that were pleasant to my ear, uh, and especially when symphonic band. If you take a symphonic piece, and if you just have, like you play clarinet, if you just have the clarinets play their part, it's not all that amusing. Okay,
True.
make a whole lot of sense. But once you put it all together with all the other instruments, and like, oh, that makes up.
Mhm.
So that was intriguing to me, um, and also exciting to me to know how these things come together. You know?
Yeah. So curious.
Yeah.
So my family we're students of music as well, but one thing that my dad is in love with are soundtracks. Like he
Uh,
pays attention to all the soundtracks for movies. Have you ever gotten into the soundtracks and like listened to them? Did you have a favorite?
I um, I never had a favorite, but I would say the last 15 years of my life, I really started paying attention to soundtracks. You know, uh, because they're if you have like like a dramatic scene that's up and coming, they really raise drama in the scene. If it had just been the actors acting it out, you wouldn't get so excited about it,
Right.
or anxious about it without the music. Yeah, so it's big. Myself and another good friend of mine were talking about that, and he really started getting into soundtracks. Saying, "Man, this is huge." Especially in the music, I mean, in the movie industry, it is huge.
It is. It is. I think about it all the time, which kind of reminds me of what I saw when you sent me your bio, and that's why I put it in the title for the show today. When words fail, music speaks. What
Yes,
does that mean to you exactly?
it means to me that music. I've heard that music. People label music as the universal language,
Hmm.
and it is. In some instances, if you're in another country and you really don't speak the language, but you could play a melodic song and have people to engage with you, even though you don't speak their language, you know. Um, and also, in another situation would be, say, when you're talking about a love song can speak to a person where you have trouble coming up with the what to say. A love song will
Yeah.
tell you exactly what you want to hear, as opposed to waiting on the person to come up with the words.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, in those two instances, yeah, where words don't speak, music does.
That's a good point. I've never heard it put like that, but I definitely agree with you. And going back to the example that you gave, we don't know how to feel without the instrumentation that is supporting the feeling that we're supposed to have during certain scenes in the movies,
Yeah.
plays, and things. It's like, oh, what's about to happen? The anticipation. We got the thriller music going on in the background.
Oh yeah.
um,
Oh yeah.
helps us to know, oh, okay,
Yep.
we need
It's
to
coming.
get on the edge of our seats. What's up next?
Yeah.
uh, so it is amazing that it does that. um, what I'm wondering is, I did not ask you if you have kids or nieces, nephews, or anything that you have poured that desire music into.
Yes. I have six children.
Oh,
My second oldest son is a drummer,
okay.
and of course, you wonder, when you start having kids, if you have a gift. Okay, you looking. What's she gonna do? She gonna sing? She gonna play? And I have three daughters. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have two daughters that were born to me. I have three other daughters that I've kind of I've adopted. Uh,
Okay.
um, but only my second oldest son showed a great desire for music. You
Mhm.
know, my other sons are into sports and other things. But yeah, just my second oldest son really showed a great desire for music. I'll never forget, he was a kid and he'd be watching TV and commercials would come on, and whatever the beat was, he would replicate the beat on the commercial. You know, hard. I mean, like, man, you bruising your legs. You beating hard. But yeah, he's the only one that really showed any potential as far as music. I have daughters that sing. We all grew up in the church, and so my daughters came.
Okay.
And I was the musical director at my church for a long time. So they all sang in the choir, and all that. And then I have a couple of nephews that are very musically inclined as well.
Nice. It's fun to have all of the different parts of music in your family,
Yeah, it is.
especially if you can come together and make something nice. Such a
Oh,
beautiful feeling.
Yeah, yeah. My son and I have uh, been in the studio to record a couple of ideas that we had. Is you
That's
know,
nice.
record or anything like that, but we have it as a memory. You know, who knows? Maybe one day, uh,
Yeah.
public to hear it.
Yep. That music definitely transcends time, and it'll stay there forever and ever and ever. So it's a beautiful thing, beautiful way to build memories. So, what I would like to know from you is, as far as you growing up in the music and you developing your love and passion for it, is there something that you feel like you can contribute from your experiences with music?
Yeah, I um, especially when it comes to relationships, definitely. People who write music all the time, a lot, write mostly from experience.
Hmm.
I don't write all the time. I was just sharing with Joyce that, you know, when a song comes to me, it's because God gave it to me. It's not because I can just up and sit down and say, I want to put these chords together and make a song.
Right.
So yeah, but through some of my experiences, I've been able to write, or through my surroundings, what I've experienced um, in life itself would cause me sometimes to sit down. You know what? That that would probably be a nice song. You know,
Hmm.
um, and it's not like I would be able to come up with the melody right away. But when it did come to me, and when God gave it to me, it would be very important that I find a way to get it recorded, so I don't forget. So yeah, with that, because of the experiences and the gift that God gave me, yeah, it would be a contribution because I'm pretty sure that somebody else would be able to like, hey, I can relate to that. That
Right.
happened to me sometime back in life, which is the great thing about music because it can uh, remind you of your past, and speak about possibly your future. If
Yeah.
close enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what I wanted to do, since I like to stay true to my word, let people know we was going to do something a little special. So we're going to play a video. You know
Okay.
what video I'm playing? You want to set it up?
Yeah, this video was done. I was working for a transportation company and taking students back and forth, Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago. And one of the students happened to hear me talking about music and how I played, and asked me to be a part of her radio show. And so I
Oh,
sure. She said, just come and sing a couple of songs, and okay, it's not that I really just wanted to perform with just me and my guitar, but I couldn't hire a band right on the spot. So so
right.
here it was. I just did a couple of, I think, James Ingram song, I believe it was.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go, y'all.
Being cool won't help you keep a lover warm. You just know your only chance. Take the time to open up your heart. That's the secret of romance. Ooh, sacrifice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved it. Didn't you love it, Joyce? Isn't she there somewhere?
Yeah, she's
Yes.
around. Yeah.
All right, so we're at that midpoint of the show, so we're gonna take a quick little break and then come back with our game, find the fake. But first, those that are watching via YouTube, this is what I want you to do. Thank you. Subscribe. And here we go. We're gonna take a small break. Now let's do this trailer, then we're gonna come back with find the fake.
Sounds good.
Hi, I'm Asia Jamal Rogers, and I'm a singer, songwriter, choreographer, voice actor, and I'm the creator and talk show host of P.U.R.E Live. P.U.R.E is an acronym for perfectly undefined raw elegance. So naturally, we want our content to be pure, raw, and elegant. It airs live every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. And if you'd like to see all of the episodes, you can reach it at asiajamal.com, ASIAJAMAL.com. Or if you'd like to be on the show, you can reach me at asia@asiajamal.com. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
All
Nice.
right. Thank you. And thank you, parents, for being awesome.
Yeah.
And little brother Elijah. All right. So here we go. It is time for Find the Fake. What you have to do to win a prize is to pay attention to the statements. There are 4 statements. 3 are true, 1 is fake. If you guess the right one that is fake, you may win a prize. So, and I'm going to talk about those prizes too in a little bit. So, we're going to go ahead and play this game. Find the fake. Okay. So I just want you guys to know I have no idea which one the fake is. I glanced at it one time and sent it on to the producers. I have no idea.
Yeah.
You did get with this one. It was like, oh, okay. How do we know? What do
Yeah.
you love? I don't know. That was excellent. So he's not going to tell you yet.
No.
We'll get into it later. You have time to guess. All right. So moving forward in the timeline of Phil.
Mhm.
Your bio brought up some very interesting facts about you.
Okay.
So what I want to dig into, because we already got into, you getting into the guitar and playing in the band. I didn't realize you were 12 years old when you were doing this in your first band.
Yeah.
So you started out very young, but you also played and or recorded with some very great singers, musicians.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna list the people that you gave me.
Okay.
So you have the Staple Singers,
Right.
Yolanda Adams,
Hmm.
Vicky Winans, the Bear Sisters, Albertina Walker, Bobby McFerrin, Daryl Coley. Oh, how I love Daryl Coley.
Oh
Uh, so First of all, you're very humble to have worked alongside these people. I won't set you up and ask you who's your favorite or who's your worst favorite because that's dirty.
Yeah.
But I, I will set you up.
Yeah.
But what I would like to know is, do you have any experiences in working with these people that stood out to you?
Um, yeah, I would with Yolanda, um, who by the way is a sweetheart. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, we work. I worked with Yolanda for about 10 years,
okay.
uh, and I remember while we were out on a tour, and one of the it was a she had a 5-piece band go along with her, and I remember we were in this one venue, and some items while we were on stage were stolen from us,
Oh no.
and she uh, just went into her pocket the next day and replaced them.
Hmm.
You know, and it kind of made us feel like we're more than just her hired employees. She really showed a lot of love and a lot of care for us. Because being a musician, you when you're not the headliner or your name doesn't always get called on stage. You're there to do a job, you
Right.
know, and you're paid whatever you've asked for doing that job, and that's pretty much it. you know. But yeah, so when you get with artists that show, you know, that you're more than just a hired hand, uh, that's a great experience for me. They
Yeah.
uh, invite you to their house for dinner. In
Hmm.
other words, it's more than just somebody I hired to do a job. So
Right.
that was like one of the greatest experiences I've had with artists, and not that the other artists wouldn't do it, but she showed more initiative than
Hmm.
any other artist I've ever performed behind.
That's beautiful. Yay, Yolanda.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
So, and listening to the fact that you have all these daughters,
Yeah,
um, and in my family, it's three of us, but I'm baby girl. I'm not the baby. I'm the middle child, but I'm baby girl.
baby girl. Yeah, I have a baby.
Yeah. So, on that topic,
Oh yeah,
my father is very very protective of me. He had concerns about me entering the industry too young, and with the wrong people.
yeah, yeah.
So, if your girls, I have no idea how old they are now, but if they were like, okay, I'm 15, I'm 16, I'm ready to go, I want to enter, what kind of precautions would you take, or would you even support that move so early?
Um, well, I if I had to, and I didn't have to, my youngest daughter now is 20,
Okay.
and my oldest daughter is I've been she's older than 20. I'll say that.
Okay.
But yeah, I would be very cautious about that. Especially when you're a baby girl. Yeah, it's just like goes back to the days of uh, where's my shotgun, and it's will be very protective. But I would give advice and tell my daughters, you know, watch who you're hanging around, uh, and if you have any doubts at any time about any situation, you know, don't get into it. If you're not totally comfortable about any situation that you're dealing with as far as the music is concerned, say something, and don't just go ahead, go along with the crowd.
Right.
Have your own mind, uh, and be able to, let people know I'm a leader, not a follower.
I know that's right. So, This next question, if you don't feel comfortable answering it, you don't have to.
Yes.
You're looking like, what's she about to say? what what I want to know is, how do you feel about the evolution of music that is out today versus, what you grew up with?
It's quite different. I think it's a lot more outspoken, because what they allow on radio and through music outlets is uh, way, 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 way more than what we were able to do when we were coming
Right.
to get songs out. Um, how they, I'm rather discouraged about how some of the lyric content is able to get out to the ears of
Hmm.
the public. You know, especially what they're talking about. Now, me having daughters and very beautiful daughters at that, you know, um, it upsets me to know that there's music out there saying how they can be disrespected or how they're looked at, you know,
Hmm.
uh, and what's being said in these songs, what they're gonna do with these young women, uh, as though they're not human beings, they're more animals. Uh,
Hmm.
you don't
Yeah.
even treat animals like that, you know.
True.
But yeah, to be able to express that about young women, you know, and then I don't know, it was really surprising to me is how some of these young women are singing along and dancing along with the lyrics.
Yeah. Sorry, I accidentally pressed something, but go ahead. I guess I got excited. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's yeah, that
Like,
was the right answer. Yeah, but yeah, it's that's discouraging to me. You know, I've always loved positive music. You know, I've enjoyed even some rap artists. I have rap artists that I like to listen to, but as long as they're talking about something positive, when it comes to violence and sex this and sex that, then that's a turn off for me. So uh, you know,
hmm
and it's different. I get it. It's not for my generation to enjoy, but then it's hard for me to see how they're able to enjoy it with the lyric content.
Yeah, very good point. So what rap artists do you enjoy?
My favorite would be Heavy D.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I love his voice, what he used to rap about, everything, his approach. Yeah, Heavy D, and he wouldn't be the only one, but that would be my number one.
Okay. I don't think I've heard that before, but yeah, I definitely get it.
Yeah,
He's definitely fun,
Heavy D.
light. Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
enjoyed him as well. Enjoyed him.
oh yeah.
Um, so with this is what I've been paying attention to because I love love music. Like
Oh yeah.
my brother, the one I was telling you about, Elijah, he says music is his wife.
Okay. That's right.
Now, for me, I say music is my life because I feel like every experience you can plug a song into there somewhere. Every conversation,
Right.
everything, some lyric has been written about it somewhere. Um, so, with that being said, and dealing with what's going on now with music and what the content that we had before, I'm wondering like if there could be, I guess, some kind of meeting of the minds to bring the correct expression of what we're trying to say without the vulgarity. So let me explain a little further.
Yeah.
Cardi B, for example, and
Yeah.
I saw this video clip because I watched a bunch of YouTube shorts. That's a different conversation, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but I watch a lot of YouTube shorts, and I saw her say, so, her words were something like, okay, you guys talk to me and talk at me about the vulgarity of my songs, but when I came out with a song that was, just speaking my mind and how I felt, you didn't want that. So I'm giving you what you want.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's unfortunate that
yeah,
she feels that way, but it's the truth. She had better sales with, the vulgarities. So I'm
right.
wondering, like, if there could, do you think there's any type of hope moving forward of there become like a meeting of the minds where we can tame down this whole situation? Because it seems like it's just getting worse and worse and worse,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
turn it back to an art as opposed to who can wow the people with the most vulgar songs.
yeah, yeah. I, I do believe that there, if the right, people or the people, and it have to be the people that are really just up and out there. Um, I don't expect that to come from those who are really promoting all the vulgarity, because they've been so deep into the money, and what they receive from being that way, that it's gonna be hard to tell them, or for them to turn and say, okay, we don't want the riches and we don't want the fame anymore. So let's like kind of tone this down. But I think that if the right people were to really just really promote the thing, um, that it could, that it could be turned around. And if nothing else, at least made aware, that
Hmm.
everybody, accepting this,
Right.
you're making the money. I know in the Bible, it talks about, um, what good does it do for man to gain the whole world,
And
and
lose
then,
a soul.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
now, until you're faced with a situation like that, you're not looking at it. So the people and the performers and the acts that are out there doing what they do, they're just looking at what it brings, the fame that it brings, and but if you're faced with a situation that makes you, think twice about that, then for most people, that's the only thing that gets to turn them, have them to turn and go, I gotta like rethink this thing, because
Yeah.
it's not working out. I don't to me, any performer that's into that, I would say to myself, they must don't have, they couldn't have daughters and be able to look at their daughters and say that one day it's gonna be okay for some young boy to come up to you and talk to you like this, and you know tell you what he's gonna do with you, you know,
Mm.
and vulgar language and vulgar acts and all that kind of stuff. To me, they couldn't have daughters, because man, how could you stand to have your baby looked at like that, or
Yeah.
be be approached like that?
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Unfortunately, there have been some artists that have been confronted about those things because they did have daughters. They do have daughters. And like, how would you
Right.
feel if those lyrics or those words were targeted at your daughter?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I that would be interesting to me to find out how they react to that.
Yeah, I'd like to know myself.
Yeah.
So, with you, I've been in the game for a long, long time. Did you ever become picky about who you surrounded yourself with in regards to those artists, or was it more like survival at the time?
Yeah, the times, the artists that I've been associated with have always been like real good people, and I would have been picky. Yes, I don't think that I would just have played behind anybody, because I've never been like a person that's really just hungry for money. I don't care what I got to do to make this money.
Hmm.
I'm very selective about that. So yeah, I could have never performed with somebody that was, you know, even back when we were coming, songs that we knew were like, oh man, they let that play on the radio. That I couldn't, I would never take a gig with that or work with them um, in the studio. I would just take the loss.
Yeah.
It's not worth it because that would bother my conscience. It'd be you know.
Yeah.
So
Standards are definitely important.
oh yeah,
I'm definitely glad that you have them. We need more people to be on that bandwagon.
oh yeah.
Like it's not always about the dollar bill because you can't take it with you when you go
No,
home.
oh
So yeah,
yeah.
and my youngest is a girl, so I have a baby
Oh yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Yeah, very
Uh,
particular. She's like, why can't I wear this? Why can't I wear that? She's just 12. So it's,
oh yeah.
it was hard, to explain this to her because, she may look older than she is, but she's still a 12-year-old girl,
Oh yeah, you know.
right?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you may not understand this right now, but
yeah.
you just can't trust the minds of some people.
That's very true.
Yeah.
True.
Um, so if you had the opportunity to do something great with whatever talent that you can pull up. I don't know all of your other talents. I just know that you're musically inclined. So, if you could just do something special to um, have a positive impact on this world, what do you think it would be?
It would be to get in front of an audience. Uh, I know one of the most watched events on TV is the Super Bowl. I'm a big sports fan, so yeah, I'm the Super
No,
Bowl.
really?
Yeah, I would get on a microphone because I know it's millions and millions of people will be watching this Super Bowl, and uh, try my best to convince uh, anybody about you know we need to make some changes, and especially when it comes to what we've been talking about the last few minutes,
Hmm.
how we look at our women and how we treat our women, uh, because I think it all starts with respect, and it all starts with being able to acknowledge who and what God is. Talk
Hmm.
that it was never its intent
Right.
for you to anybody, um, any type of slave, you know, your personal slave or slave as a collective group, or to look down on anybody. You know,
Right.
they're not that they're that below you that you could treat them any type of way. Yeah, but that would be that would be get in front of the Super Bowl audience live and streaming on TV, whatever, radio, and present that. You know,
Yeah, that would be the largest audience you could have.
yeah, people in other countries even watch the Super Bowl. Uh,
Yep, exactly right. Yeah, I never even thought of that before. Yeah,
uh,
make that change. So we are close to the end of the time. So before we do our closing statements, let's hit that find the fake one more time so you can tell them which one is the fake.
okay.
All right,
Hey,
which one was fake?
I love basketball.
That's the fake.
Psych.
I would say, don't break my heart. Oh
Yeah. No,
no.
I love golf.
Okay, okay. I was like looking at that list. Well, which one doesn't he love?
And not that I don't like golf, it's just that I've never played it. So yeah.
So you've played those other sports?
Oh yeah. High
Okay,
school.
athletic.
Smaller guy, still out of playing time, but I did play.
Excellent, excellent. I love basketball. I'm very short. I'm only 5'2", but I played. Believe it
Oh,
or
you
not,
played? Oh yeah.
sure
Point
did.
guard.
Yes, yes, yes.
Point
Thank you,
guard.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, what I want to do, blam. This is the information you guys want to be taking down right now. There's email address, phone, Facebook, Instagram. This is how you can keep up with Mr. Phil Ratliff
Right.
and his music. Write it down. Hurry up because I can't keep it there forever. All right. And so, as I told you before the show started, I like to give my guests an opportunity to give their words of wisdom. So, what will your words of wisdom be for the audience today?
Well, I would say appreciate your gift, the gift from God that God gave you, and never give up on your aspirations, your ambitions, or your dreams. You're with God, then success is coming your way.
I know that's right. Amen to that. And remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. We'll be right back here Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And thank you so much, Mr. Ratliff, for joining us today. I appreciate
Thank you for having me. I love being here.
it. You're absolutely welcome. Well, all right. Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Weeping lasted